Oh wow, buddy. Buddy, your eyes. Oh no. Buddy, buddy, your eye. Can I zoom in on him? No, mouse wheel does nothing. Oh, oh buddy, what did they do to you? Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. The 5 Laps at Freddy's demo may have given away more than anyone initially thought. Everyone, including me, has covered how the car from Midnight Motorist appears with this golden bunny adornment, but I haven't seen anyone mention this. The animatronic chasing and jump-scaring racers during the night shift of the race. The animatronic has the characteristic squared-off snout of a cartoonish canine, pointed ears, glowing blue eyes, a mouth full of razor-sharp teeth, and these gray tufts of fur appearing from behind the head that are reminiscent of something one might see on a werewolf, as normal wolves don't usually have these random tufts of fur. Instead of paws, this wolf sports hands, each with 4 fingers including the thumb. To further prove that this is, in fact, a wolf, the model is literally named Endo-Wolf in the game files. In addition to the casing looking dirty and worn, perhaps in need of a new paint job, it seems that this creature has misplaced their lower half somewhere. As it paths around the track looking for the racer with the lowest battery, we can see where the animatronic's body has been broken in half, with animatronic parts exposed and loose, frayed wires trailing behind. Love it or hate it, there's a real chance that this might be a rendition of the wolf animatronic from the Twisted Ones novel. The through line that connects these things together visits multiple different games and books. But let's start with what may be the saving grace for anyone that just really hates these books. On the Steam page for 5 Laps at Freddy's, the description reads, "Sponsored by Fazbear Entertainment." This may mean that this game is meant to be, in universe, a game. Something that a kid visiting the Pizzaplex might play. I'd even hazard to say that it's likely. For the actual evidence of the wolf's identity, we can start with the description of the Twisted Wolf from the book. Just at the edge of the tree line, a misshapen figure stood hunched in the darkness. The thing lurched to the side, then stepped toward her, revealing a sleek snout. A wolf's mane ran over the top of its head and down its back. It was stooped over, one arm twisted downward while the other flailed up. Perhaps its control over its limbs was uncertain. It was looking at Charlie, and she met its eyes. They were piercing blue and self-illuminating. Yet while the eyes held a steady light, the rest of the creature was in flux, morphing in a disorienting fashion even as she watched. One moment it was a groomed and agile figure covered in silver hair, the next a tattered metal framework, partly coated in rubbery, translucent skin. Looking at the portrayal in the graphic novels, we don't get a lot of great images of the animatronic design of this wolf, but we do get some nice details. The wolf has 4 fingers on each hand, including the thumbs. Their joints are blue, which matches their blue eyes, and we get a pretty good shot of the leg, which would probably be more helpful if the one from 5 Laps wasn't missing its legs. The Ultimate Guide provides us with a full-body shot of this thing, where you can already see damage to the midsection that could align with the missing bottom half of our FLaF wolf. The Ultimate Guide also says something really interesting about this wolf. It suggests the idea of it being a twisted version of Roxy. Unlike Roxy, however, this twisted wolf doesn't have much personality. It's made to follow Afton's orders, and it does so. The Ultimate Guide also points out the similarity between the Twisted Wolf animatronic and this poster from one of the rare screens inside of Pizzeria Simulator. Pizzeria Simulator isn't the only pre-Roxy rendition of a wolf seen in the games. In Toy Chica, the high school years, a silver wolf with blue eyes is the love interest of the 2nd episode. This wolf is named as the Twisted Wolf in the Ultimate Guide. I know the Ultimate Guide isn't viewed as the most trustworthy thing in the world, so let me help to solidify this by connecting the plot and settings of the Twisted Ones novel to that of the present-day games. Before I do, I want to clarify that I'm not saying that the novel trilogy is 100% canon to the games and part of the continuity. I also want to point out that John from the channel FNAF has probably pointed out most, if not all, of these points before. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, not that anyone who's found my channel would need any help finding his. There are multiple videos where he covers connections between the novels and the games in greater detail. In the novels, the main protagonist is a girl named Charlie. In the first novel, she and her friends explore a mall built over top of a Freddy's location and get into trouble, having to dodge the animatronics and the like. The security guard, Dave, is revealed to be William Afton. In Security Breach, the main protagonist is a boy named Gregory, who happens to be friends with a girl named Cassie. He explores a mall built over top of a Freddy's location and gets into trouble, having to dodge the animatronics and the like. The security guard, Vanessa, is revealed to be a rabbit-like antagonist. In The Twisted Ones, Charlie is being called to what she thinks is her twin brother Sammy. She's also being hunted down by some damaged, funky-looking animatronics. These include a Freddy that wants her in his tum-tum, and a silver wolf. Eventually, following the call of Sammy past an underground waterfall and a cave with glowing mushrooms, Charlie ends up ambiguously, maybe probably dead. In Ruin, Cassie is being called to what she thinks is her friend Gregory. She's also being hunted down by the damaged, ruined variants of animatronics like Freddy, who shoves her toward the stomach hatch in the kill animation, and Roxy, a silver wolf. Eventually, following the call of Gregory past a waterfall through a cave full of glowing mushrooms, Cassie ends up possibly dead. What Charlie thought was Sammy in The Twisted Ones was actually Circus Baby, the adult body that Henry started for her and that William stole and finished before it killed his daughter. What Cassie thought was Gregory was actually the Mimic, which, if the books are to be believed, was created by a man named Edwin, or his son, and later taken and misused by some corporate bigwig. Interestingly, the Mimic exhibited many traits of Edwin's son after the child died, and obviously Baby was intended to be Charlie at one point. Both animatronics had their creators' fury and rage poured into them before being stolen away. Both are tricky, knowing how to pretend in the games. Circus Baby tricks you in Sister Location, luring you into a trap and getting you scooped in the canon ending. All of this to earn her freedom to go out into the world under the guise of a normal human. In the books, it's shown how jealous Elizabeth is of Charlie's life, and how some part of her would desperately love to just replace her and be able to have the acceptance, love, and experiences that Charlie is able to have. In Ruin, the Mimic manages to contact Cassie and trick her into showing up at the Pizzaplex, manipulate her into facing literal mortal peril to venture down to the building under the Pizza Sim location in her attempt to save her friend, and then, possibly, continue to pretend to be that friend when he drops her down the elevator shaft. Either that, or if you've found the super secret extra stuff, you can bring the Mimic to a scooping room and have him scooped. We also have all of the instances in Ruin where Helpy seems to be either another iteration of the Mimic AI, or at least under its influence. Coupling that with that one fancy chip that Helpy and Baby have in common leads to obvious places. In addition, in the bunker Charlie is taken to, she sees not only a bird-like creature, but also something with tusks. Perhaps an elephant? We've even seen details already from 5 Laps at Freddy's that line up with connecting the events of The Twisted Ones to modern FNAF games. Not only does the Endo Wolf have an overlay of the same strange black grime as the ruined animatronics, while looking like the Twisted Wolf, but the track this is most visible on, The Sinkhole, adds to this. Its description reads, "Buried deep underground, a track calls your name. What remains of this twisted and ruined raceway? And can you make it to the end?" Twisted and ruined. What an interesting choice of words to use. We know Scott's heard of this theory. He turned up for one of John's live streams and even told John it was, quote, interesting. Knowing this, it seems less likely that Scott would sign off on a description like this. That's not the only interesting fact about this track either. It has these glowing mushrooms scattered around it. But Caitlin, I can hear someone typing it in the comments right now. Aren't there glowing mushrooms in the sinkhole in Ruin? You're super correct, imaginary commenter. There's something different about these mushrooms, however. Instead of using the mushroom design from Ruin, with the flat, bracket, or polypore mushrooms climbing the walls with a green glow, they went with the stem and capped design from the Twisted Ones graphic novel, along with their characteristic blue glow. If this map was being based solely on Ruin, I'd think we'd see some of these flat green mushrooms lighting up the map. or maybe some really big versions acting as shelves for parts of the track, or setting up some fun jumps. It's not like they don't look super nice. That's not the end of it, however. Looking through the FLaF files, I found this bear icon designed the same way as the wolf's. The two animatronics we see most in the Twisted ones are the wolf and the bear. If this means that they'll have multiple different enemies that can come after you as you race, I look forward to seeing them. So you can see the parallels between what's happening in the games and what happened in the novels, and how the silver Twisted Wolf animatronic might become relevant again. Looking at him, I can't think of anything else this might be a rendition of. And if this game is truly a game that could have been played in the Pizzaplex, it would certainly fit the bill of making light of their sordid history. With that said, I want to say thank you to my channel members, Ballsfrog and Embrisk. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join our Discord. I'll see you guys in the next one,
And have a fazerific day!